How do you create a custom color palette from a photo in Illustrator? If you're into surface design, having gorgeous colors to work with is a must. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact steps to take. Hi, Jenna McLean here. I'm a surface designer as well as a printer, and my goal with this channel is to help you to develop better creative skills. And right now you can see a custom color palette that I created by using these photographs. I found these photographs online. They are from a historic site in the UK, and I created this custom color palette by pulling colors right out of these photos. Here is another custom color palette that I pulled from this particular group of flowers here. This is a color palette I created from this photograph of the Grand Canyon. Here's a custom color palette that I created from these interior design photos. So let's get into it and see how you do this. I'm going to use this photo that I found online and create a custom color palette from it. When you open up a new file or a new project in Illustrator, the program provides you with these boring standard colors right here. I'm enlarging them here. As you can see, they're not particularly elegant. They look like the colors you'd find in the 16-pack Crayola crayon set. If you want to be a very successful surface designer, you're definitely going to want to have more elegant, interesting colors than this. All you need is a photo that you took yourself or you found online. If you use a photo that someone else took, you don't have to worry about copyright issues with this. You're not reproducing their photo or using their photo in your work. You're simply taking colors from it for inspiration, and that's okay. If you're new to Adobe Illustrator, over here on the left-hand toolbar, there is a tool called the rectangle tool. If I click on this little triangle there, you'll get a drop-down menu. There are other shapes hidden beneath this one. You have a rounded rectangle tool, an ellipse, a polygon, and so on. You do not see a tool for a square, and that's because we use the rectangle tool to make a square. So I can either click on this to activate the rectangle tool, or I can click the letter M on my keyboard. In order to make a square, you click and drag on your canvas and you hold down the Shift key. The Shift key will create a perfect square. So I click M on my keyboard, I'm going to hold down the Shift key, I'm going to drag, a perfect square is created. I lift my finger from the mouse and it fills in with this taupey color because that's the color that happens to be selected at the moment. I'm going to click on this, I'm going to hold down the Option key, and I'm dragging a copy of this below the original one. So right now I have my right finger on the mouse and my left finger on the Option key. I'm working on a Mac with a separate keyboard. This is important. I have to release my finger from the mouse first, which I'm going to do now, and then the Shift key. Once you have two of these, it's easy to make copies. Just select this one and go Command D, Command D, Command D. You can hear me clicking away here, and you make copies of the squares that way. Okay, now that we have our little boxes here, let's start filling them up with color. And to do that, I'm going to go over here to the toolbar. I'm going to activate something called the eyedropper tool. The keyboard shortcut is very conveniently the letter I. But first I need to select one of these boxes. So I select it. Now I activate the eyedropper tool. You can see the cursor change to an eyedropper, and the way I did that is I just clicked the letter I on my keyboard. And you go over here and click, and your boxes are going to fill in with the color. If you're not keen on that color, you can continue to click around until you find a color that you like. So I'm going to fill out the next one. I just deactivated the eyedropper tool by hitting the letter V on my keyboard. I select this. I reactivate the eyedropper tool by clicking the letter I. Let's see what we have here. Very pale shade. That looks kind of pretty. So I'm going to select this one, activate the eyedropper tool. Maybe we should get some greens in here. That looks a little dark. Let's see if I can get something that's a little bit lighter. Yeah, that's, I think, more in line with what I'm looking for. I'm going to activate the eyedropper tool. Let's see if these are going to work. It's kind of intense, but it may work. Maybe we can get a paler shade of green. And maybe some yellows. That's pretty. When you're done, it's time to drag this new color palette over here so that you can use it in a project. I've deactivated the eyedropper tool and I'm going to select this by clicking and dragging over it. And then you go over here to your color swatch panel. Do you see this little folder icon down here? When I hover over it, it says New Swatch Group there. You click on that and a pop-up appears, and it's asking you to give this particular color swatch group a name. So I'm just going to call this Spring Flowers, and I'm going to click OK, and boom, it goes right over here in your color swatch panel. And if I hover over this little folder icon here, it says Spring Flowers beneath it. If you want to up-level your surface design skills, I offer a free week-long workshop several times a year in which I teach the basics of surface design. I show you how to get a free 7-day trial to Illustrator, download it, build a pattern, and then create a digital file that you can send to a print-on-demand site. And the link for the workshop waitlist is below this video. There's also a link to a free ebook which explains surface design and how the industry works, so grab a copy of that too. I will be creating a surface design video about once a week, so subscribe to this channel if you'd like to be notified when a new video comes out. I also do gel printing, block printing, botanical monoprints, and cyanotypes, so there are videos about hands-on old school type printing here on the channel as well. And I have set up separate playlists for each of these printing methods. And if you have any questions about creating your own color palette or anything else about surface design, comment below and I'll get right back to you.